Hi, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and this is my latest video. This is episode 20 of my Medieval America series, and in this episode we visit the wonderful state of Kentucky, and we go to a place called Kentucky Castle. I only spent a couple of days in Kentucky, and I really loved it. Kentucky is beautiful, but we have a lot to cover in all of America, so I have to proportion things out. Like I said, I really love Kentucky. It's beautiful country. The terrain is very lush, and it's because we had just recently spent time up in Michigan where the terrain is quite a bit different because it's so far north. But now we come down into, and I think this part of Kentucky is uh, Appalachia, it's called, the Appalachian area of the United States. I'll spend some time in Appalachia, but let's take a look. So now we're heading towards Lexington and a city called Versailles. And I wanted to point out something to you here. You see a lot of crazy things when you're driving. I've seen accidents, I've seen fires, I've seen all kinds of stuff, but I've never seen this thing before. Let's take a look at that. That's some kind of a new construction machine. Look, I call it the Dr. Seuss, but it's just like some kind of funky machine, and I think it's breaking up the road so they can repave it. Kind of crazy. But anyway, as we're getting closer to Versailles and Lexington, I come into this beautiful horse country. I call it horse country. The Kentucky Derby's in Kentucky, right? So Kentucky's a very big horse state. But see how beautiful the pastures are in the green, and those fences are to fence off different areas for the horses and whatnot. So I really, really enjoyed that. Like I said, I think I spent 2 nights and 3 days in Kentucky. Part of it just driving around and enjoying the beautiful landscape. So all of you who live in Kentucky, you live in a beautiful state. But where we're heading towards is something called Kentucky Castle. It has a long history that I'm not sure of, but I believe it was originally built by a gentleman, and now it's been repurchased and bought, I believe, by attorneys, a group of attorneys, and they've done some remarkable things with it. That's given me inspiration for, building my castle. Which, if you follow my stuff, I'm on a quest to build a castle. But they've turned it into quite a site for visitors to come and visit. And what I mean is, they have it's a kind of like a hotel where you can stay overnight. They have a dining room where you can come and eat and have drinks, and they have like they grow their own vegetables. They have their own beehives. They even grow truffles. And there we go. Let's take a look. And it's very much built kind of like a modernized Norman keep. Norman keep, where you've got a keep in the middle, and then you've got a curtain wall around it. So you get this area on the inside there, like you see here, where they're having a festival, where there's the keep, and we're within the walls now in this picture. But so you can have activities going on within that area. And I thought it was interesting that they used 3 different methods of building it. See, they used rough stone to build it. They also used concrete here to build the wall around it. But inside, I really want to talk about inside. It's very, very typical, high-class Southern hospitality. Isn't that beautiful? See, so this is a hotel and a dining room and a banquet hall, and and just beautiful Southern hospitality. That really, really struck me. I like it. So it gives me ideas on how to build my castle and some of the things I can do to make a castle that generates revenue. You have guests. So, and the biggest thing I guess I could say of overall that I got from this particular castle is we're up on top of the roof now on one section of the keep, and they have this just beautiful area where in the evening you have you can go up there and you can have drinks, and you can have dancing and music, and you can have a small band. And so I thought that's really wonderful. And on good weather nights, you're under the stars, up on top of the roof, and enjoy yourself. And let's take a close look. I shot a little bit of video footage up there on the roof on that section. Here we go. Now I'm up there, and see. See, we're up there now, but later in the evening they'll have tables and chairs, and you can have drinks up there and have something to eat, and just you can have events. And I would imagine they have weddings here, and you can have gatherings up here, and let's just look out on the Kentucky landscape and enjoy a beautiful evening. And I really like that a lot. So when I build my castle, I'm going to have a section like this. See, and look down there. You can see we're within the walls of the castle, curtain walls, the outer walls, is all that area that can be used for functions, for groups, for like they had today. They had a festival, So really like it. That's Kentucky Castle in Kentucky. We're going to be moving on to other states, and here this is a castle that is coming up, and I call this view of this castle. This is in another state, the best view of a castle in all of America, and it really is. And I'll give you a little bit of hint. I'll tell you what it is. That's Collins Castle, and those falls near there are Turner Falls. So we'll be visiting that place. But thanks for watching this video. If you're following along in my Medieval America series, I am traveling all over America, doing all 48 states. I'm visiting castles, visiting blacksmiths, meaderies, all kinds of medieval things.